What's happening? What up? What it do? That's for sure. But everybody in my city say, what up, doe? What up? What up, doe? What up, doe? Salute, salute, salute. What up, doe? Big M, salute.
Salute.
All right, y'all, we gonna start it off like we always do, real quick, real quick. We gonna copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, y'all. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use, y'all. It's in effect. You can't say, I didn't say it. You heard me say it. It's in the chat. It's in the description. You know the rest. Oh yeah, y'all. So you see, if you wanna come hit the panel with me and the biggest M, I know, go ahead, it's right there. And me and Big M, we started our own Discord because we gotta have some kind of privacy. You know what I'm saying? So we've been talking on the back end, and we decided, yeah. So I dropped that link, and we gonna decide who can get in and who can't. You know what I'm saying? Because we're getting real professional over here. It's gonna be getting real and professional over here, y'all. So you might be able to hit that link, but does not necessarily mean you're going to get in. Okay? So go ahead and try to, if you want to be part of the team, it's real and smooth, cool team. You know what I'm saying? On the Discord links right there. So yeah, salute to the replay gang. Salute, salute, salute. Let yours truly know in the biggest M I know. What you think. We can agree, we can disagree, and yeah, we can keep it moving. Things like that. Like, comment, share the live in my TikTok voice. Bushwatchers, yeah, y'all. I see y'all up there. I see y'all. By golly. Take whatever finger you would like. Real smooth like, real cool like, and tap on the thumbs up button for yours truly. In the biggest M I know, Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Salute, 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 everybody. I hope everybody's being real smooth, cool, and true out there. I know I am, and I know the biggest M I know is being real smooth, cool, and true out there. Big M?
Yeah, for sure.
Kim, Cole, good afternoon. Salute, salute, salute. I hope you're being smooth, cool, and true out there. I really do. I really do, y'all. And one more thing, subscribe to the channel. It's free. But it's getting a little warmer in Detroit, so you might have to get you a new spring jacket that's nice and green and be popping out here. You know what I'm saying? You would look better in green over here. That's just me and Big M's opinion. But either way, we rocking with you. You know. So everybody, this is some crazy work. We're gonna be looking at this prelim, and I'm gonna play a couple videos for y'all real quick first, and then because I feel like we already knew the timeline was off, right, guys? But I didn't realize how bad it really was off. And it's disgusting. And in my opinion, because this is a close case, he pled guilty. Jarvis is only playing ball with Detroit police in the state. That's who he's bargaining. He's playing chess with them because they absolutely most 100% dropped the biggest fumblest ball on this case. I want y'all to pay attention to the things that are said. Tina Ripley is a beast. She asked certain questions. She specifically asked Shannon Jones, did you know Jarvis was locked up? Because remember, y'all, he turned himself in on February 7th. Shannon Jones testified they received the case on the 12th, okay? But you guys knew Jarvis was locked up, right? So y'all, it was no big deal. Our girl Nazaya was no big deal to y'all. Y'all did not, absolutely, you liar, you did not go search 7 Mile and Berg. The 13th going into the 14th. You're a liar. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm about to crush them with their own words on this stand. These people under oath. There's about 4 of them. And I'm going to show you they messed up because how can you say this date, Shannon Jones, but on the evidence it's written right there. All you got to do is pause the screen and look at the evidence on the courtroom screen, y'all. Blew me away. But I'm going to show y'all. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Hold on.
So what kind of steps do you take moving forward?
So once I reviewed the case, and it was determined that the last person that had contact with Ziyah was Jarvis Buds, I then started to look into his phone records, his activity, places that he had been. On the 12th, we had determined there was already an analyst.
Remember, Jarvis Butts turned himself in February 7th to do his time for the pew pew. Keep that. They
had looked at different records and given us a location out in Ypsilanti. So I coordinated a search for the very next day on February 13th. We went out to Ypsilanti. We conducted the search. It's a large area. It wasn't pinpointed down to a specific house. There was a lot of wooded area over there. We had multiple teams out there. There was probably over 60 people at one point. We then started going into different businesses to look for different videos that we may be able to recover close to the intersection that we believed would be a good starting point in that search area.
And did you recover, or were you able to recover anything or find anything from the Ypsilanti area?
We did find some video that was eventually pulled from a gas station.
Hold on, y'all.
And what was, I guess...
So, she said that they started to go search on the February 13th. My bad, I spoke wrong. I said the 12th. My bad, y'all. But hold on. Let's look at... Okay, hold on.
Updates. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert, doing it all for you, so you can chase this feeling. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
We then started.
Remember him, y'all? Remember him? He works for DDP, okay? And she just handed him a document, right, y'all? And it's about it's a report of his extraction he did on our girl's tablet. And I'll be damned. I just want to take a second and let me know. So, the report creation date, 1/6, what? What are you talking about? Extraction start, what? You know what I'm saying? That's the one that's blowing me. What's up, 5? Salute to y'all. Again, this is from the courtroom. If you see, I can show y'all. Hold on, look. We're at the prelim. We're at the prelim. Remember, the school had the case for 30 days first, right? So there's the Detroit police couldn't do no work on the case in January. It's impossible because they didn't have the case, right?
They didn't have it. Right.
Okay, so let's check these dates. Let's check this testimony out one more time in the dates on this paperwork from DDP officer Christopher John. So mad, my camera's broke right now. It'd be finicky. I cannot cam up. I hate it. But y'all, let's keep. I'm about to show you some more shit. Hold up. Any questions? Bushwatchers, fall down. I see you. I hope you hit that thumbs up button. I see you up there. And if you're gonna take my work, you don't have to shout me out, but you better not talk no shit, cause you're welcome. I hope you got your notebooks, your fucking screen recorder, your recorder, and your fucking pencil. So yeah, all right, guys. Don't wait a minute. So you're telling me the day you got the case, Shannon Jones, you motherfuckers hopped up so fucking quick and just ran skippity-doo. You went out to Ypsilanti. You did all this. You did this. You did that. Okay, you said it, not me. Well, make this make sense, y'all. Let's keep going. Hold on. So real quick, everybody pay attention. That date up there, right? 6/01/2024. I want y'all to peep that, okay? Keep that in your mind. Put that on your notebook, okay? So, wait a minute. Okay, all right, peep game. All right, let's just listen. Let me just break this down. Let me break this down real quick.
District Court, State of Michigan, State of Detroit is now in session. Honorable LIEZ Degree presiding.
Homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated.
On behalf of Jarvis Butts with co-counsel Lauren.
Yes. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Ripley.
Thank you, Judge. And may I share my screen?
Yes.
And we left off with clip 18 from People's Exhibit 29.
There you go. You can't make it.
Primary role, or one of your main roles, is to perform autopsies.
Yes.
And are you currently practiced or licensed to practice medicine in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
And have you testified as an expert in this field before?
Yes.
Judge, at this time I would move to, can you talk about what
Test to where if there is a possible presence of blood, it will turn a pink color. If there is
can you
Hold up, wait a minute. On this fucking court document that is on the date that it was received, folks. What do you talk about, Shannon Jones? What? Date received, April 29th, 2024. Date completed, June 14th, 2024. Item, sealed paper bag, black hoodie. What? So it's given. I'm going to keep going, but my point is DDP didn't jump on this case like they're saying they did. That's why Jarvis is playing chess with the police and the higher ups. Because they didn't not only fumble this, they really did not give one fuck. When did y'all really start searching? Because remember, y'all, Jarvis Butts wasn't even named a suspect or arrested and charged until September 27th, 2024. And then I have one more question. Make this make sense. You testified that there were searches being done about at-home abortions, right? You said December the 10th, the 11th, the 12th. Okay. You're on the stand in 2025. So it can't be December 2024, the same year, like the month before, because Jarvis is in jail. And it can't... So what year are you... 2022? If we go back to 2022... Wait, I'm so confused. Wait, so what, who the fuck really searched that? Because that means if it was searched in 2022, of December of 2022, the timeline, y'all picking up what I'm laying down? What? But let me show you some more dates. They just threw some shit together. This is crazy. This is nuts. That's why people... How the fuck? I ain't never in my life. You sat on that stand and said you tried to subpoena motherfuckers and you couldn't find them. You're crazy. This is a 13-year-old missing little girl. It's because you never did your job. That's why nobody can recall shit. That's why there's no fucking nothing. Because nobody did their fucking job at all until they had to. It's given. Let me keep going. Any questions?
Data is the new oil, and everybody is trying.
And you had some words included on the top.
Pause. I zoom in. That date right underneath the legs of the pants. 6/4/2024. So wait, how the fuck did you find the black hoodie in March and the fucking pants in June? I'm fucking... What are y'all talking about? I'm gonna keep going. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. How the fuck did you we just go back if you are late, whatever. You just said you found the black hoodie in March and processed it in March and got the results back in fucking June. And how the fuck did you find the pink overalls on June 4th? But the fucking black sweater was found in March. I'm screaming. I didn't say it. This is the fucking prelim, y'all. This is they said it, not me. And I got the prelim right. I got the transcripts right in front of me. What the fuck are y'all talking about? So guess what? Jarvis got a sweet ass deal because the fucking police. When did y'all really start conducting searches? When? When did you really? How the fuck long? So you're telling me, Shannon Jones, you got your fucking ass right on the case and got right to work fucking the day you received it on the 12th, 5 days after he turned his ass in. And then everything just sat until fucking September, and then you decided to fucking say, oh yeah, Jarvis Butts is being charged with the... What the fuck? What are you talking about? So, they all committed perjury. The police committed the worst perjury.
Top right, indicating that there was pheno negative test.
Plus obviously the sleeves.
So you see, there's no written date on this, but we just seen that this on the paperwork, the day that it went in and the day it came back. I'm so confused. But now, when you know better, you do better. I went back, and now that I watched this prelim, there was no stupid questions asked. There was a method behind Tina. She knows what the fuck she's doing. And this is crazy. Right in our face the whole fucking time. Let me keep going.
Judge. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Shannon Jones.
And how are you employed?
I'm a sergeant with the City of Detroit Police Department.
One thing, everybody pay attention. Why do you keep looking at the judge? Pay attention. And pay attention. Shannon Jones, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're fucking good with the way you answer questions. By golly. And Tina Ripley, listen to Tina Ripley and listen to her real careful, y'all. Pay attention.
And are you assigned to a special unit or division?
Yes.
And what is that?
I'm assigned to homicide, missing persons unit.
And how long have you been employed in that role?
I've been at missing persons since 2013.
And before that, where were you at?
Patrol.
Okay, and how long were you there?
I've been on the department for a total of 24 years.
Okay.
So throughout the prior years to missing persons, I had various assignments.
And what is your role in this case?
I'm the officer in charge.
What does it mean to be an officer in charge?
So I'm in charge of reviewing all the evidence and spearheading the investigations, looking into all the facts and possible suspects and information that's brought to the case and to compile it together.
Okay. And what would be some common duties that you would do in partaking in those roles?
When it comes to missing persons, specifically those type of cases?
Yes.
So a missing person case, when someone's reported missing, we always go out to the home, search the home, talk to family, and try to get a good timeline of when that person was last seen, their common habits, where they are supposed to be, has any patterns changed, are they not going to school and not going to work. If the investigation leads us to believe that that person may be in danger.
Right now, as you watch this, your brain is being hijacked.
Or that there's something more to just not coming home, then we start pulling different video and try to look into cell phone data or friends or associates of that specific missing.
And in particular, have you investigated what would be known as a no-body case before?
Yes.
Okay, and what does it mean to be a no-body case?
That would be a missing person that we have come to the conclusion is a victim of a homicide. However, we were unable to locate or recover the body.
Okay, and how does that kind of investigation differ, if at all, from another investigation that you would do?
It's a little tougher. You need to go through and kind of be able to show and establish that this person is no longer with us today. When you have a body, it's obvious, then you can come to the conclusion and work your case that way. So on a no-body case, you're trying to find any signs of life, any evidence to show that there might have been some possible danger or some assault that may have happened to this person.
Now, I'm sorry, when did you get the case of Ziyah Harris?
So it was first requested to me on February 12th. I received the email, which just kind of asked me to look into the case.
Wait, you just said the first request. Listen, folks, pay attention to this fucking testimony. My goodness. She needs to be fired. Y'all need to start writing your letters on her. And why? She's gonna call Tashiana Davis Tashi. Why are you calling her by a fucking nickname? Her name is Tashiana. And then I showed y'all a video. She was, you remember Nikki Pop? Her sister was unalived. And Shannon Jones was the lead investigator on that case. And she was taking pictures and posting in like with her kids and shit. Like, you're not allowed to do that shit. And why is your name on a missing persons case from 1994 then, bitch, when you just testified that, what the This is some crooked ass shit, y'all. Pay attention. Listen up. Listen up.
It wasn't at our building yet or at our department. I looked into the case when I saw that DPS was initially assigned the case, and I had reached out to Lieutenant Harris from DPS to kind of ask for an update on where they were, kind of see how the case was progressing and any evidence that they may have had.
And let's take another pause. Wait a minute. And remember what the fuck they had. Nothing, right? Nothing. So how the fuck, Shannon, the day you got the case, the day you got it from DPS that had nothing, you got all this information to go take your fucking, go put your hiking boots on and go fucking search Ypsilanti, go search, how the fuck did, you're a liar. You're a liar. Let's keep listening. Because you're like, I'm about to crush them. I'm crushing all this. I'm crushing them all with their own words. These are not my words, folks. Or Big M's. We're just breaking it down. We're just breaking these Buffys down for y'all, you know? This is crazy. I really wonder when they really did start actually caring about, not even caring, but looking into the case. My heart breaks for that baby girl. That's why he got such a sweet deal. To cover her ass. Let's keep listening. She said it, y'all.
Okay. So, after that, how did it come about that you got this case?
So after meeting and discussing with Lieutenant Harris and reviewing the different things, it was determined that there had been enough suspicious possible things connected to her being gone. Number one, she's never been missing before. There's been no updates on any of her social media, which is very uncommon for a young child or juvenile. They're addicted to those.
Why do you keep looking at the judge like that? Like you need, like you're, what do you, I don't know. Why do you keep looking at Judge Sabria like that? Like you need, I don't know, y'all. Pay attention.
There had been a last known contact that she had possibly met somebody, is what we were informed, that there was a text message for her to be picked up, and that would have been the same day that she went missing.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
So again, real quick. So you mean to tell me, once you got all that shit from motherfucking Harris, and y'all put your boots on and did your due diligence and did your fucking duty job, that we had the shit just sat for 9 months until September 27th, and then that's when you charged Jarvis Butts officially? What the fuck were y'all doing? What the fuck were y'all doing for 9 months? What were y'all fucking doing? It does not take that long. You are crazy. But we all believed it. Well, people will still believe it, but what are you talking about? A little bit, but a lot of the, again, I'm still stuck on them searches for that at-home abortion. That is crazy to me. That's crazy. But no one would think about the dates and the year. There's no way. And she told on it. She told on it, y'all. She did it. She did it. Let's keep listening to these loose lips sinking these ships.
So, when you first officially received this case, tell me, what is it that you do right off the bat?
So this case was a little different because we kind of had to go back. We were already a month behind. She went missing January 9th, and now it's February 12th. We start kind of looking into what has already been done and then what steps I would normally take moving forward.
Okay. So, what kind of steps do you take moving forward?
So once I reviewed the case, and it was determined that the last person that had...
You liar. There was nothing to review. I'm screaming. They're dirty. Detroit is dirty. Dirty so-and-sos. Dirty dogs.
Contact with Ziyah was Jarvis Butts. I then started to look into
his phone records, his activity, places that he had been. On the 12th, we had determined there was already an analyst that had looked at different records and given us a location out in Ypsilanti. So I coordinated a search for the very next day, on February 13th. We went out to Ypsilanti. We conducted the search. It's a large area, and it wasn't pinpointed down to a specific house. There was a lot of wooded area over there. We had multiple teams out there. There was probably over 60 people at one point. We then started going into different businesses to look for different video that we may be able to recover close to the intersection that we believed would be a good starting point in that search area.
And did you recover, or were you able to recover anything or find anything from the Ypsilanti area?
We did find some video that was eventually pulled from a gas station.
And what was, I guess,
And listen, remember guys, we've seen so many videos of all the, we're like, where is all the video footage? You know why? She, listen, the questioning and the verbiage, there's a reason that question was asked. Because at first I thought there was a lot of stupid questions asked, but there was not. Because if we think there's nothing besides some pings that we don't even know. It's just his phone. Someone could have put his phone in a car and went and sat out there. We don't know. It's just a ping from a phone registered to Jarvis Butts. That's it. We don't got no video. That gas station attached to the fucking shop had 1, 2, 3 cameras inside, and it had almost at least 8 on the outside. What? The fucking Park Crest Motel, I went there, I counted. That motherfucker had at least 15 on it. But they have to cover their ass because DDP, you didn't fumble this fucking case. That's not the word. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You're that sick and like lazy. Why? Why didn't she matter? Why didn't she fucking matter? Like why? I don't fucking understand. Why? Why? That's your job behind that badge. And it's very concerning. Big M's got kids that live here. I got kids that live here. These motherfuckers don't give one fuck about nothing but themselves. Their fucking paycheck and their stupid ass, fake ass job. Everybody asks how Annette could sleep at night. How the fuck can you sleep at night, Shannon Jones? Real talk. Jerry. In this case, they're all going to protect themselves top to bottom. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Let me give you a round of applause. Jerry, thank you so much. Let me give you a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. And this is to everybody that's rocking with me and the biggest. And I know, you know, we love the support. We love it. We love the awareness. We love. Take these words. Go talk about it, please. Spread the word, please. It's all love. All right, let's continue to break this Buffy down. Because, what are you talking about, Shannon Jones? Let's keep listening, y'all.
Condition of that video.
So the video is from a gas station. It shows the intersection, I believe it's Michigan and Carpenter, which is actually, I think that is like a Springfield township. It's kind of like a little small city just outside of Ypsilanti. At that point, we didn't know exactly what we're looking for, so we just kind of pulled like the window that we knew the devices were out there, specifically Jarvis Butt's device that was out there. So we kind of just pull all of that video before we lose it. And then as we gather more information, we can kind of go back and look at the video to see if there's something now that we can focus in on what we should look for.
So that means, in a sense, if you fuckers would have jumped on the case, you might have been able to catch some footage because you fucking waited months. And of course, it renewed. That's what that just told me, you dummy. You guys suck. Y'all, they could have, all the footage of Ziyah was gone because they didn't get up until they wanted to. They didn't get up. They did not move. They did not move on February the 13th. They did not. I don't even know when they moved because I don't know why we got different dates for the overalls, different dates for the sweater, and different dates for the fucking headphones. And then we got different dates for extractions from her tablet, from the DTP officer, from cyber crimes. How the fuck can you do work on the case when you didn't even have it? I'm sick. I'm sick. Any questions? Is anybody confused? Am I not elaborating myself good enough? Is this making any sense? Big M?
I don't know about this case. I told you I don't like working this one. There are too many spirits on this case.
All right.
But we all know that they were lying. It's a lot of inconsistencies on all their cases. Even the judge said it, that everybody failed her.
I didn't think the police that bad because they even came out and said and did that, you know. But
Yes, you know they did. I mean, you could
now
tell because even with the thing when the plea came out, when they were saying that they wrote coordinates to evidence, I have never heard of that ever in the case. And then people calling in with the evidence, people that touch this evidence. So how is they going to do a forensic thing on it when everybody didn't contaminate this evidence?
Facts. It just shows like again like yeah and yeah. So you know.
It wasn't no care put in this case. It wasn't no love from the family. It was no love from the DPS. It was no love from Detroit Police Department. Everybody dropped the ball on this baby, and it's really sad.
Yeah. But you know, you're right, Big M, you know, so I just wanted to break it down, you guys. If you really been following this case and you guys can go back and watch and watch. Everybody's important, pay attention to the verbiage, everything.
You could keep up with you could do the case, keep doing it. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna go break down some other stuff, but
I have no problem with that. I just told you that I don't like doing it because I gotta be reading my Bible a little bit more because it's a lot of demonic spirits around this case.
I do agree. But that's why I do agree. I do agree. Because there's not much more, you know. I'm just saying, like, again, there's certain things that I just like the searches in December that just dawned on me again. And then remember, you know, if you know, you know. I was believing all the lies and stories and theatrics for the longest, so I really had to go back and you know, so it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, so, but you know, I just wanted to, you know, I thought everybody should be aware because, you know, not only should we be writing letters about Shannon and them, we need I don't want her to ever cover my shorty's case if something happens. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell no. So, community, we got to do something about Shannon Jones at least. Because she going to get right up there and just not care. Listen to these loose lips. Listen, no care. And just like, she just, ugh.
Can't manage what you can't see. Monday.com shows you the full picture like that.
Now, that brings up a good point. You said you're a month behind on this investigation.
Yes.
So, that, fair to say, being a month behind would cause you to potentially lose critical pieces of evidence.
Yes.
Okay, and some of those pieces of evidence, fair to say, could be videos.
Correct.
Okay. Why would it be that you would be losing those videos?
So most video systems, and every business is different. You got green light, you have businesses and people that have their own residential cameras or property cameras, and it'll vary. Some of them start overwriting in 48 hours, some of them is a week, some may last up to a month. It just depends on how large their system is and how much data it can hold.
And some hold for longer than a month, broad. My DVR holds for a year, baby girl. What you talking about? It only cost me $200 for the DVR and 4 of them, and I installed it myself. What you talking about? It holds it for a year.
And is that a struggle that you encountered in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And where is it that you encountered that?
So there's several cameras and videos throughout the entire route of travel that later in the investigation.
See, this right here, I don't know if the state is helping, because what they're doing is covering Shannon Jones' ass is getting covered right now. That's why this wasn't a stupid question. This was to cover her ass. So, Tina Ripley, are you in on this? What? Because these weren't stupid questions, y'all. We just got to pay attention. Huh? What? You guys, and you know that question about discovery. Y'all, let's really think about it. There's nothing besides the prelim, the 10%, or if that was even the 10%, the text messages and the pings. There's nothing. Hearsay, he said, she said, we will never know what really happened in Ziyah Harris. Ever. I never seen that coming. I never seen that coming. The state, the police, and Jarvis didn't want this to go to trial. $35 years, yo. 30 fucking 5 years, yo, y'all. The police, man. I can't believe this shit.
Well, I knew it was coming.
Wow. Yeah. This is crazy.
If you look at some of my older comments that I posted on a lot of people's pages, I think on Mocha for one, that I said that they're going to offer a plea deal. They have to offer a plea deal. And I've been saying this from the beginning. I said it's not going to go how you people think it's going to go. I've been saying it since I came on the scene that it's not. Kim Worthington is not going to live up to what they're saying.
For one, we just broke it down. The guy, he unalived his girlfriend over some money. They had more than enough evidence. More than enough evidence to convict him and give him a life sentence, and they offered him a deal. Big M lived it in Wayne County. She did not agree. The man was a monster. He had priors. He did 5 years, did not agree. They had more than enough to convict him and throw the book at that man. And they gave him a plea. And the family did not agree. They did not give one fuck. And she lived it. Y'all don't know. Detroit is so goddamn grimy, bro. And they even asked in the case we broke down, why would they offer a deal? And there's only two answers. They said, I can't remember the second one, but the first one was, there's 12 juries and all it takes is one person with doubt. But you got fucking film and you got video evidence. What you mean? It can't get no better than that. Smoking gun on both of them that I just talked about. Yeah, if he does. If he does. Again, white boy Rick got sentenced more time than Jarvis in this case right now. When he was a fucking young man. You know how many fucking sex trafficking rings have been busted in the city? It's disgusting. Protect your shorties in Detroit, yo. Protect your shorties in Detroit.
You have to. You have to. Especially now that they have all these games and stuff, and everybody's on their iPad and their phones.
Internet.
Yeah.
Again, if you care about your shorties, definitely, most definitely protect them. Especially in Detroit, yo. I can't speak on any other city because I'm not in that city, but I know it's bad everywhere. But Detroit, hold on to your shorties. Do your fucking research. Who cares if they call you weird? Who cares? Do your research, man. Protect the babies, man. Protect them, please.
We were able to identify. But as we identified those locations and went to see if video was still able to be there, it had already been overwritten or was not available.
Now, I want to take you back. You did the search in Ypsilanti. Did you do any other searches kind of immediately at that time?
Yes.
Tell me about one of them. We're going to go through them, but start with one of them.
Okay. So after we didn't find anything in Ypsilanti, I kind of got to go backwards a little bit and go back to who we had known was the last contact with her, which was Mr. Butts. So we did a search warrant for his home. Later, I believe it was like later that night, 13th into the 14th. We had kind of worked all the way through.
Liar.
We did a search warrant to obtain his cell phone.
Liar.
So we could try to do an extraction.
Try to do an extraction.
We contacted the jail to look through his property. There was no cell phone in the property. We then ordered the jail calls to see if there was any conversations. Anybody that he had talked to knew
that quick.
He had turned himself in on February 7th. As we started to listen to those jail calls, there was a call where he had asked his...
Girl, you better just be quiet. Listen, Linda. Did y'all hear that? Are you mad? Can you do magic? Do you got the best IT tech? I know you lying in Detroit. I'm still waiting on some footage. What the fuck you mean? I'm so confused. Either that or, I don't know, y'all. That's crazy to me. You're a liar. So you searched Ypsilanti, you did all that shit, and he wasn't even named a suspect until September. I can't believe this shit. You get, broad. So what did y'all do for those 9 months in the gap? What the fuck did y'all do? Because we know the DNA came back in June on one of the shit that said it right on the paperwork. Why? What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all, who even knows when Ziyah really went missing at this point? This is crazy. And remember, the 9th was the first day the kids all went back to school from winter break, which they're off for what, 14, 15 days? Was she present the last day before winter break, or was she not there and you marked her present?
Like they marked their present on the 10th?
Right. Oh my goodness, again, this is crazy. We'll never know. We will never know. Unless someone decides to tell the truth. Which, that's never going to happen. Wow. And that just, it really stings a little bit. It does. It does. But at least I know one thing. She's in a better fucking place. That's for damn sure. Kim Cole says, the judge can still overturn the plea on 315. Keep praying. I'm going to pray. We're praying. We're praying. We're praying. Yeah, that's all we can do. Rest in peace, YOURZ, and fly
high. Shop partner Cordell Wright to retrieve a phone out of a vehicle. We then went and picked up Mr. Wright and brought him down to our headquarters to talk to him about the cell phone. He did confirm and he acknowledged the phone call. He said that vehicle came up there, was a Tahoe, Tashi's vehicle, Tashiana, and that he had looked in the back seat and tried to find where the phone was that Mr. Butts kind of described where he had hid it in this vehicle. He said that he was unable to locate it. So at that point, we then did a workup on Tashiana to find out where she lived, what.
Just gotta say it one more time. So this all happened right when you got the case in February, but he didn't get arrested until September 27, 2024, and then y'all did half of the some of the prelim in November, picked back up in January of 2025. What did y'all do for 9 fucking months? What did y'all do? Huh. I'll wait. You mean the victims, or you mean the charges that were at the beginning, the charges? Well, all of Ziyah's were dropped. And that leaves 5 girls, 1 each, so he only has 5 CSC charges out of, I think, 24. So that means 21 were dropped. 21 CSC, disgusting, very first degree, very second degree, 21 sex charges dropped. The police need help. They need Jarvis. Who the fuck is Jarvis Butts? I remember Michael Jackson got off on 30-something counts of that shit, but he had money. $21 S charges were dropped. 20 fucking 1, y'all. Roughly. Don't quote me, but again, remember that list? I'm pretty sure it was 24 charges. It was at 18 until JB was added. Because it was 4 victims each. So do 4 times 20. 4 times 5, because that's 20, plus JB was not added. So you add JB, that's 4 more. 24 counts. I've looked at the dockets. I have the case numbers memorized. I'm pretty sure I'm on point. So that means 21 SA. And don't remember this last fact. He did 8 years for an essay charge. He was charged in 2005. He did fucking 8 years, y'all. He was on the registry. And he was able to get 21 sex charges dropped. Yeah. That says a lot. Most definitely. They a slap to the face. They don't care about slapping Detroit people in the face. Again, they don't give one fuck about the people in Detroit, the kids, nothing. They don't. They don't.
Type of vehicle she had, it matched the description that he kind of described. We did a search warrant for her home in an attempt to locate the cellular device and any other possible evidence that may help us and direct us to where Ziyah is.
Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. You started off with you went to do a search warrant at Mr. Butt's home.
Yes.
And would that be the one on Wilshire?
Yes.
Okay. And did you find anything at his house?
Yes.
And what is it that you found?
So from his home, we had recovered, there were some electronic devices. We recovered some phones, maybe a tablet, and we recovered his ID, wallet, and a firearm that was with his wallet. I believe there was 2 actual firearms, and then there was a long gun, a rifle that was in the closet.
Okay. And did that search warrant include a vehicle?
Yes.
And what kind of vehicle did it include?
It included all vehicles that we believe may be associated. At that time, we impounded a Cadillac Escalade.
Now, you said at that point you knew that Mr. Butts had turned himself in is it the Wayne County Jail?
Yes.
And is that was back on February 7th of 2024?
Correct.
And at that time, did you know how long he was serving a sentence for?
We had got information that he was possibly going to be there till December.
Okay. And that would be completely unrelated to, that sentence is completely unrelated to your investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said that you had pulled some jail calls, and that's what led you to Cordell Wright.
Correct.
And that...
Yep. It's called a home equity agreement. And I got $143,000 for my home equity without month.
That jail call that you had listened to, that was previously admitted as People's Exhibit 1?
Yes.
Okay. And that led you to Tashiana Davis?
Correct.
And then you subsequently executed a search warrant at her house?
Correct.
And is that on Neff Street?
Yes.
Okay. And she had a vehicle there that matched the description that Cordell Wright had given you?
Yes.
Okay, and would that have been a Chevy Suburban?
Yes.
Okay. And then you subsequently searched that vehicle?
Yes.
And what is it that you found in that vehicle?
I found in that vehicle a iPhone 11, and it was in the exact area that Mr. Butts had described to his shop partner Cordell, where it would be located.
Okay. And that phone, okay, so ultimately, after you do that, what's the next step that you took?
Well, we had to identify that was the actual correct phone. It was in the right place, but we still needed to get it to our headquarters and download it. We had the phone there. We made a call to 911 from that phone in order to see what the identification number was to try to verify, so we weren't just taking random phones. It did come back to Jarvis Butt's phone number that we were looking for. The phone was then placed on evidence and taken to our base.
And what's the next thing that you did after that?
So after that, the phone now is getting processed under the search warrant.
Okay.
It is given to, was given to Detective Markle, where she processed that. We then continued, we had searched the residence on Wilshire, we had searched Neff, we also executed a search warrant at 9000 Connor.
And what's 9000 Collard? Connor?
9000 Connor is the location that was identified that Jarvis Butts worked at with his shop partner.
Okay. And, did you find anything, or anything at 9000 Connor?
We did take some things as evidence. There was a lot of activity going on, so I had multiple different units from within our homicide squad assisting me with different search warrants that we were executing. I believe it was the Northeast squad actually executed the Connor location search warrant. They were advised of some items to look for, obviously children's clothing. We had been given a description of a Rugrats jacket with a...
Wait a minute. She just asked you, Tina Ripley just said, did you find anything at 9000 Connor? She said yes. So, what do you mean? You told the other team to look for, like, do I need to run it back? Little bit of truth in every lie. Did you find the Rugrats coat in the shop? You just said, yeah, I'm running it back. I'm running that one back, yo.
Evidence and take it to our base.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then you said that you went at Mr. Butt's home.
Yes.
And would that be the one on Wilshire?
Yes.
Okay. And did you find anything at location?
Yes.
Okay. And then you said that you had pulled some jail calls, and that's what led you to Cordell Wright. She had a vehicle there that matched the description.
I was given to Detective Markle, where she processed that. We then continued. We had searched the residence on Wilshire. We had searched Neff. We also executed a search warrant at 9000 Connor.
And what's 9000 Connor?
9000 Connor is the location that was identified that Jarvis Butts worked at with his shop partner.
Okay. And did you find anything or anything at 9000 Connor?
We did take some things as evidence. There was a lot of...
We did take some things as evidence. Wait, but in the same sentence, let's keep, like, what are you talking about, Shannon?
A lot of activity going on, so I had multiple... We had got information that he was possibly going to be there till December.
Okay.
He said that vehicle came up there, was a Tahoe.
She had a vehicle there that matched the description.
Children's color.
Today, IT is driving the business. You see businesses all around that traditionally
Bring books and maybe things that when the children are there that they're using. Evidence and take it to our base.
And what's the next thing that you did? She had a vehicle there that matched the description that Cordell Wright had given you.
Yes.
Okay, and would that have been a Chevy Suburban?
Yes.
Okay, and then you subsequently searched that vehicle.
Yes.
And what is it that you found in that vehicle?
I found in that vehicle a iPhone 11, and it was in the exact area that Mr. Butts had described to his shop partner Cordell, where it would be located.
Okay. And that phone, okay, so ultimately, after you do that, what's the next step that you took?
Well, we had to identify that was the actual correct phone. It was in the right place, but we still needed to get it to our headquarters and download it. We had the phone there. We made a call to 911 from that phone in order to see what the identification number was to try to verify, so we weren't just taking random phones. It did come back to Jarvis Butts' phone number that we were looking for. The phone was then placed on evidence and taken to our base.
And what's the next thing that you did after that?
So after that, the phone now is getting processed under the search warrant.
Okay.
It is given to, was given to Detective Markle, where she processed that. We then continued, we had searched the residence on Wilshire, we had searched Neff, we also executed a search warrant at 9000 Connor.
And what's 9000 Connor?
9000 Connor is the location that was identified that Jarvis Butts worked at with his shop partner.
Okay. And did you find anything or anything at 9000 Connor?
We did take some things as evidence. There was a lot of activity going on, so I had multiple different units from within our homicide squad assisting me with different search warrants that we were executing. I believe it was the Northeast squad actually executed the Connor location search warrant. They were advised of some items to look for, obviously children's clothing. We had been given a description of a Rugrats jacket with a fur hood. We were given the clothing description. At that time, we were told that the shoes were possibly blue and white Nike shoes that we had been looking for. There was an area in the shop, as I reviewed the evidence, photos where there's like children's coloring books and maybe things that when the children are there that they're using.
Were any interviews besides the one with Cordell Wright taking place at this time?
So at that time I had interviewed, when we went to Wilshire, we had interviewed the woman that he lives with. I don't know if that's a fiance or girlfriend, but that was Miss Angel. We interviewed her there. Tashiana was in the hospital when we had executed the search warrant at her house. I had a conversation with her on the phone while we were there. Her children were there. I scheduled an interview for her later. I believe it might have been like the next day or two later that she came down to headquarters. We had interviewed Cordell at that time, and now we're just kind of going through everything that we had at that moment to try to take the next steps.
Okay. When about is Mr. Butts interviewed for the first time?
So he was interviewed, we got it, looked at it on the 12th, the 13th, we executed all the search warrants. On the 14th, Mr. Butts, I believe it was the 14th, he was brought down to headquarters, or the 15th.
Now, I remember, y'all, at the beginning of this video, you remember that date on the top of that motherfucking video? 6th June? Why are you lying? Oh, and when they interviewed Jarvis, and it's not the interview we see Gardner and O'Buddy in either. She said it's the video, and specifically it's the video of Shannon Jones and the other dude. They asked when did she interview him. She said February 15th or the 14th. You dirty liar. Did y'all remember the beginning of this video? I said pay attention to the date, right? And it's about to pop up right now. What? Yeah, come on, yeah. Let's cook.
I have to look.
Okay. And that's okay. So it would be just a couple days after you get the case?
Yes.
Okay. Based on Mr. Butts' first interview, which your Detective Mays here testify about, did you do anything based off of that interview?
So based on that interview, we had obtained the text now, which was turned over to us from DPS, which was the initial, I believe it was like maybe 1 week's worth of text now, so like the very end of December into the 1st of January. So during that interview was when it was asked by Detective Mays and Detective Johnson regarding the text message about meeting to be picked up.
Shannon, you are good, but not too good for me. She's not talking about Gardner. She talk about you. She's not talking about, man, are y'all peeping are y'all picking up what I'm laying down?
Now, if you know, can you estimate about how many search warrants did you execute?
Probably over 20. Throughout the entire, it has to be over 20.
And what kind of searches were done in this case in general?
So we searched, as far as like land searches,
All kinds.
all kinds. Well, we searched Ypsilanti as we did our workup, and we're looking at different locations that Mr. Butts had been to. We identified an area out in Clinton Township that he had gone out to back and forth before, and that was an area that Shannon Harris, his child's mother, had lived at. So this was kind of like a route out there, and we located, there was like a big retention pond out there. So that was another place that we had dive teams come out. We had the helicopter, the cadaver dogs, and we searched out in Clinton Township. As we start breaking down the phone mapping a little bit more on Mr. Butt's phone, it kind of led us to 7 Mile and Berg.
And what's out in 7 Mile and Berg?
So 7 Mile and Berg, there is a vacant parking lot on the southwest corner.
Right-hand side.
It used to be a golf course.
When you turn, it's on
So
the right-hand side. When
the
you're coming out of
entire
there, it's on the left.
South side of 7 Mile, from Berg, and then heading back east, used to be a golf.
Let me stop for a minute, and I hope, Jerry, are you still in here? Because you said something in my our presentation the other day. So, you know what I did. And Big M was on the phone with me because it was spooky. It was dark, and it was just spooky, and I made her stay on the phone with me until I got off Berg. Okay, so 2 days in a row, I drove out to 7 Mile and Berg. Second time, it was 2 days ago, okay? It was frozen all the way over. Like, the top of it was frozen, but underneath, the water's flowing. So, that footage on the news, you can shove that right up your ass. That is not the River Rouge, Rose River right now. I was just there day and a half ago, 2 days ago. The whole motherfucking top is froze over, but it does not freeze solid completely because it's a river. So it still flows underneath. If you were to go walk on it right now, you would fall through and then the current would take you. Okay? Big M, am I lying?
No, ma'am.
And there ain't nobody out there, ain't nothing, no action, no motion, no nothing. But I'm telling you right now, that footage, I don't even think the footage that came from the very first news clipping it's lies. Because we could check the weather for motherfucking February 13th and 14th, Shannon Jones. And I'm telling you right now, today it's the sun is shining. It's nice out. It's a little bit warm, but that fucking river is still froze on the top. And the water is flowing. It's not frozen solid. It's glazed over. So what? Where did you get that footage? Where did that footage come from? How come you guys are using old clippings to update and tell us about Jarvis Butts taking the plea? That shit didn't come. That shit is not from that footage of them searching 7 Mile and Berg. Nah. I could go out there today if I want to. But I'm not going to because I know that motherfucker still froze on the top. It's going to take more than one little fucking semi-warm day to thaw that motherfucker out. But it's not frozen all the way through because it's a river. It flows to the Detroit River. That flows to the Mississippi, which the Mississippi flows to the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Okay. Big M, would you go walk on that ice? Would you go walk on, man? You crazy. Yeah, these people, man. Big M.
Heck no, I won't walk on that ice.
You're crazy. That is crazy. No one, man. Jeez, oh Pete. Yeah. People make me sick. Not you, Kim. Not you. People make me sick. That footage of them searching 7 Mile and Berg with the sun out and it looking like a motherfucking spring day. Get the fuck out of here, yo. No. Yeah, no. And I promise you, that is, yeah, that's why he used a drone. Because he went, or a picture that, that's a lie. I promise you, go, I dare anybody to go walk on that river right now and see what the fuck happens. You better be ready to feel some cold ass water. And I mean cold. Never is gonna be the coldest motherfucking water you ever felt because you're going in. I would never. Have y'all ever watched any movies like Jumper about the rivers when the kids mistake it and they go walk out on the river? Every single one, they fall through. Are you crazy? It's the most dangerous thing you could ever fucking do, in a sense, is to go walk across the river. Are you crazy? Are you anyone to believe that motherfucking lie right there? Y'all better go re-educate yourself. Big M, am I like delusional or something? But that's a pretty dangerous game you're playing if you go walk out on a river. Am I crazy, Big M? Every movie I can think of.
Heck no, who gonna walk on that river?
Every movie, it was a river. And they didn't know no better. And what happened, the reason why they did, is because the river current took them. Because they didn't just fall through. If it was a regular lake, they would have just plooped. But the current took them. And they go with the current and they go down the river and they're trapped. Because the water is moving underneath. You guys are crazy. I know I went to alternative school, but damn, it's science. It's science. It's not speculation. It's science. So yeah, Mark D, nice try.
On the other side of Berg, there's a parking lot where it has like a vacant building, which used to be the clubhouse for the golf club. And then right behind that parking lot is the Rouge River.
And when's the first time that you get out to 7 Mile and Berg?
We went out once. It was probably maybe a couple weeks later that we went out there. We went out there once, and I remember it had snowed. So when we went out there.
She's getting nervous. She's like, oh shit, how do I answer this one? Did y'all see? She was dancing. She get mad. But she pulled it off, she thought. Not, but she didn't pull it off through me. Nice try, Shannon Jones.
It wasn't as easy to search. We're kind of looking if somebody was just placed out there or if something was easily identifiable, but because of the snow, we knew that we were going to have to come back again once that melted because it'd be easier to see underneath.
Okay. And so you go out there again?
Yeah, we've been out there multiple times. I've probably been out there 7, 8 times, all with various dive teams. We searched the complete river from 8 Mile all the way down past 96 on foot with cadaver dogs, in boats, in the water.
Man, they have boats in the fucking river in February. Man, I cannot believe this shit. Everything we know now going back, I am just appalled. I cannot believe that wow. And you know, a lot of these questions, Shannon, I thought you would know are simple yes or no. And you just do a lot of talking. Tina just answered you, most of these questions she's asking are yes or no.
There's several log jams. We had State police actually had their helicopter fly the entire route so we could GPS all the log jams. We had to coordinate with specialized teams to come in to help cut these log jams apart, which go throughout the river. And then throughout the season, obviously we had some rain, so the water goes up and down, which now brings the debris onto the land. So you have to actually search the land a couple 100 feet. And in some places that the water has pulled debris. We searched the homes, as I said, searched the vehicles.
All right. So when you're out there at 7 Mile and Berg, do you have an idea of what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the idea of what you're looking for?
So initially when we were out there, again, we had the clothing description. We had the picture of her that she had sent that night, or that day that she went missing on the 9th. So we were looking for the black hoodie.
We were looking at the picture that she had sent that night. No, who who you talking about? Who you talking about? Come on, Jones. I'm breaking this Buffy dizzy down, yo. Write your letters about her too, y'all.
We were looking for, again, initially we were told blue and white gym shoes.
Buffy, bro. Initially, you weren't told shit. You were showed a fucking video of allegedly our girl that you guys say still to this day is her. And she is not wearing motherfucking black and red Nikes in that video, biatch. I can't stand these people, bro. I swear, please, God, don't let nothing happen to my kids, please, man. Not in this county, man. And anyone who has, I'm so sorry, and it's diabolical.
Now, is there a time where that changes?
Yes.
Okay, and what is it that makes that change?
So as we go out to areas and search, when we leave, a lot of times large community groups may go out there, right? And they saw that we were at Sevenenberg, and I know people come out there to help. There was a group that had been out there and they were recording, and they saw a pair of Nike shoes, which were the red and black. We were a little.
Hold on one moment, folks. Hold on. You just heard that, right? You heard that shit, right? Your own fucking people got on the stand and fucking... Oh, let me show y'all. Mr. Wyatt Barnes. Hold on. Y'all, whoa, G. I know you lying. She's... Man, what? I can't. This is crazy. But again, we gotta get out of here ASAP, man. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find something. 2 seconds, my bad. Trying to find.
Well, we all know that they all lied throughout this whole case. This case was, I don't know who was doing this investigation, who was doing it, the reporting. They stopped from reporting her as a runaway, giving it to DPS, well, giving it to Detroit Public School, and then a month later given it to DPS, and DPS finds some evidence, but don't take it because it wasn't the one they was looking for. So they write accordance to it, and then they come back and collect it. Then they well no after that, then they finally charged Jarvis with it in September. They have a prelim in January where it was clearly that everybody that took the stand was lying. They couldn't see Jarvis in the courtroom till they all just lied on the stand.
Literally.
And we all sit here and watched it and knew they were lying. Knew they were lying. Even the judge knew they were lying.
Yeah. Why do you think she was kept looking at? Did you notice that her kept looking at the judge?
Yeah, but my thing is, the 30 years, 35 years, that plea deal is the best we were going to get.
Agreed. I agree. That's crazy. That's a sweet, sweet deal, man. Wow.
It wasn't a sweet deal. I mean, you look at Jarvis as a sweet deal, but it was also a sweet deal for prosecution because they had a fucked up case. We all debunked their cases for the last 6 months. Everybody that had a thing on. So they got more evidence. But think about it. They done had mock trials. They done had everything on this case. And everybody came up with the evidence that we had, that they had nothing really to prove it was him. Everything really pointed to Shannon as the killer. Because she was jealous.
Yeah, so but what about, okay, let me ask you one more question and we're gonna move on. What about the searches? Like, how can that be possible? Like, that means that that just shows that how, like, Ziyah would have to be pregnant. She would have been pregnant twice. Right. That's crazy work. Bullshit. Big M says bullshit, y'all. I agree. But if Ziyah wasn't even pregnant, man, there's gonna be so many unquestioned. It just sucks that, like, I never thought it would be like this. We just gotta eat it. No, like, we'll never know certain things, and it sucks.
No, she was pregnant. People said that she was showing. The lunch aide said that they all knew she was pregnant. This whole school knew she was pregnant. Come on. And nobody did anything.
So
that's crazy. That's diabolical. That's crazy.
What diabolical is that live is still up in the police, I'm sure, and I've sent, and people have sent it in. If that's a mandated reporter, if that is a real teacher to call on a platform and say that shit, and you didn't do your job, you should be charged.
Who gonna charge him? Who?
Right,
right. Who's gonna fucking charge him? They ain't even charged Shannon with the shit that she did to her daughter. And her daughter said that she knew he was getting molested. So come on, they not charging nobody with nothing. It's over. It's done with. Next case. I'm sorry.
No, and I'm glad you said it, because again, that is really, I promise y'all, that is what it is. It's over. And it's over. I don't even think any more charges will be brought up.
They feel they got some justice. They shut the public up for a little while. He's off the streets forever. And they shut everybody up. But no. Until people get really mad and upset and start writing Congresses and writing people about the laws they have in Michigan, nothing's going to get done about it. So you start writing something or doing something, then shut the fuck up. If you're not going to help it, then leave it alone. Shut the fuck up about it.
Right. And that's it. That's like pretty much what it is for Detroit. Like, it's over, y'all. It is really over. It is. And again, Big M has lived it. big, and you know, it's very, it's a hard pill to swallow, but it is what it is. I could play, actually, in a second, I'm about to show y'all. What about these victims? What about these victims that are still waiting for justice? A lady got unalived at the travel inn, and no justice. Families crying still. No one, I ain't even, half the stories I ain't even heard of. A little girl, CPS, and came to her house. They had cases. She had bruises all over her face for a welfare check, and they left that night. They unalived her. So, what about them?
See, they don't matter.
Ziyah needs to rest.
See, they don't matter because they're not a hot topic. They're not something that's trending. People only look at stuff that's trending. Yeah, it's not making any money, so it's not a hot thing that people's going to be tuned into. So no one is covering these.
Prime example, Mark D. You're gonna go fucking do that and just to talk about it, and you know damn good well it is so scary when you see your kid. That's one thing my grandma always taught me: don't ever walk on a fucking river. Are you fucking kidding me?
He didn't walk on a river.
No, I'm saying he used a drone. What the fuck? That says right there he used a drone. Hello. He probably went and droned over a fucking lake where people can walk on. You cannot walk on a river. I'm just saying that's a prime example of what Mark D did just to fucking run a play and get paid. Because you got to get a number of clicks to get paid.
We went quiet. Why we quiet?
And married to Larry.
Surrogacy is giving a gift to people that might.
Dimitri Shaw will have to wait at least a couple more days before he learns whether he'll go to trial. His attorney requested the judge suppress the interrogations used by the prosecution. He argues against the methods police used to question Shaw about last summer's deadly shooting on Rossini, including a marathon interrogation which lasted several hours in which Shaw appeared fatigued.
I would argue that that break that was taken is clearly a break that separates these two interrogations. I took some position to one statement that she stated, and she stated that the police have the right to lie to defendants when they're interrogating them.
Redacted video of the party on Rossini shows a fight unfold moments before the gunfire. The prosecution played an unedited version which reveals more of what happened last July. However, it was not allowed to be shown on camera. Shaw's charges include first-degree murder and assault with intent to murder related to that illegal block party in Detroit last summer. In total, the 19-year-old faces 36 counts. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office argues that Shaw admitted to investigators that he played a role.
His intent was clear when he grabbed the weapon, picked up assailants, drove around wasting time, had second thoughts, and still decided against it, and shot multiple times into a crowd. The officers asked him, "Why are you there?" He says, "I was being a follower." Then he also says, well, the officers present him with, "Was this shooting in retaliation for your homeboy Corey being shot?" The defendant answers in the affirmative. He says yes.
Shaw will return to court Wednesday afternoon at 1. In Detroit, Brandon Hudson, Fox 2 News.
Now to a 19-year-old man in police custody tonight. He is suspected of the horrific weekend killing spree on Detroit's west side. We are learning more about the random shootings with the investigation in high gear at this point. 4 people were shot, 3 of them killed for no apparent reason. Police say someone close to the suspect turned him in. Officers found the gun used in all 4 shootings after searching his home yesterday. The violent tragedy, should I say, began to unfold at 4:45 Sunday morning. A 28-year-old man was shot to death near 7 Mile and Wyoming. 30 minutes later, a woman, still unidentified, was shot and killed 3 blocks away. Then, just before 7, another woman was murdered waiting for the bus on Livernois. 20 minutes later, and a few blocks away, an 80-year-old man walking his dog was shot. He is recovering in the hospital right now. The big question, why did all this happen?
Obviously, there's nothing that should motivate you to do something this tragic.
Me being a soldier, I know my daughters look up to me as a hero, and what I'm trying to do is provide them the.
She stabbed me right in my heart, and it was like, she said the B word, it was like, you could die. And I was still in shock.
Sitting in a hospital bed with a 12-inch scar down the middle of her chest, Ashley Williams in here because she says her mom stabbed her.
Only thing I recall is her coming at me like with the knife. Like, I didn't even see my mom. I seen a demon, like a real demon. Like, she had veins in her head, her eyeballs was popping out.
It happened on Ashley's 34th birthday earlier this month at her mom's home off Myers Road on Detroit's west side. They were celebrating at first. Then at the end of the night, Ashley says her mom just snapped, coming at her with a kitchen knife.
I love my mom, and the whole thing is I really, like I've been saying, like, I don't want her to go to prison for a long time, but I want her to know that she can't keep getting away with stuff.
Hard to believe she can say that just 2 weeks after being stabbed in the heart. Ashley says her mom battles with alcoholism, but Ashley, the oldest sibling, still looks after her. Even the day this happened, Ashley picked her mom up after she'd wrecked another car.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back to work. Like, they don't know when I'm gonna be in the clear. They said I probably will never breathe the same again. 2
open heart surgeries and more complications means hospital bills are piling up, and Ashley, of course, cannot return to work as a housekeeper at a local hotel. Sharing her story and a GoFundMe page for.
A Detroit mother outraged tonight after video shows her special needs son being bullied in the classroom. Even more disturbing, a school counselor was in the classroom when it happened. She only escalated things, and it happened at Brewer Academy in Detroit's east side. Tonight, that mother is speaking only to Local 4's Coco McAvoy.
There's video showing a Detroit Public Schools counselor provoking a fight between a 7th grade student and a 2nd grade student. And for obvious reasons, it doesn't end well, and the video makes you wonder how or why any of this was allowed.
I've never seen him cry like that, never. And for me not to be able to do nothing for my kid, it breaks my heart.
Jessica Fuqua is talking about this video showing her 7-year-old son Christopher being ridiculed.
They just start embarrassing me in front of the class.
Christopher is a 2nd grader with special needs. He was sent to this 7th grade classroom to see the counselor.
So the counselor was acting as a 7th grade teacher that day. So she said, no, you're going to sit in here with me. I'm not going to send you home. I'm not going to call your mother. You're going to sit in here with me.
The video first shows the counselor aggressively talk about Don King.
The fact that you can't tell me who Don King is pisses me off.
Then it gets worse.
You want to fight?
She asks Christopher if he wants to fight and even takes money out of her purse to bet on the winner.
I put money on the winner.
The 7th grade students taunt Christopher to tears.
Man, oh my gosh. Are you, oh my. I'm trying to tell y'all. This was not even recent.
That's diabolical.
That poor baby boy, man. Oh, you hear that, teacher? Oh.
His brother, 13-year-old Kareem Nelson, is also a student at Brewer Academy.
Now, if I was in that class, it wouldn't have happened. Imagine me going to a 12th grade class and somebody doing that to me. That wouldn't have been right.
Kareem says he's been picked on by teachers at the same school.
I have embarrassment throughout the whole years. Embarrassment. So I kind of got immune to it.
The family is now hoping something positive comes out of this very negative situation.
It should be justice, should be served some way, somehow.
Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
Well, the mother says that she is looking for a lawyer to take that case further. And in the meantime, the district issued a statement to Local 4. It reads, quote, "The counselor was removed immediately from the building and placed on administrative leave pending a police investigation," end quote.
Good morning, Your Honor. Matthew Penny, P74079 for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor, and to your staff. Ron Hamid on behalf of the people, P62243.
Good morning, Judge. I'm Christopher Sinclair, 80512, appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Goins, who's present and seated to my right.
Sir, if you would state your name for the record, please.
Marquise Goins.
All right, good morning to all of you. Today is a day and time set for sentencing. Have you had an opportunity to review the contents of the pre-sentence investigation report with Mr. Goins?
Yes, ma'am. We've had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report. We have no additions, corrections, or deletions to the substance of the report. And I have had an opportunity to speak with the prosecutors on this matter. There are some corrections to the guidelines that we reviewed off the record, and I agree with the changes that the people will propose.
All right, thank you for that. On behalf of the people.
Your Honor, as to the substance of the report, the only change that I have is that Mr. Sinclair is retained, not appointed, and that would be on page 2 and 3 of the cover sheet of the report.
Okay, the clerk will make that change to the top of page 3. Under basic information report, and we'll also make that same change on page 1 of the pre-sentence investigation report, as well as
Well, Mr. Hill, something I learned at a real young age is actions speak a lot louder than words. You might have some nice words for us right now, but I saw the pictures. I saw what you did to that child. And I won't say child, what you did to Adrian, an 8-year-old boy. I don't know how you could do that to someone that you claim you love. I see pictures all the time from homicide cases, people with holes in their head and their chest, sitting in puddles of blood, watch videos of people being stabbed. But these pictures were the worst I've ever seen. That is an 8-year-old child. Just to give everyone a little idea, and I noticed you talked about the boxing, but you didn't give any explanation to all those belt loop marks all over his lower body, maybe even 100 of them. I mean, that's how many. His entire lower body was covered in belt loops where you had beaten him, and as Ms. Tim stated, even in the growing area. What is wrong with you? How can you do that? So I agree with Ms. Timms. I wish I could sentence you to life. I think it's well deserved. But as Mr. Wheeler pointed out, parties have reached an agreement, and I know they negotiated hard, and I am going to
A motherfucking plea deal was given. This is Detroit. What? He beat an 8-year-old to death. He said, I wish I could give you life, but I know there was an agreement made. Get the fuck out of here. So everybody's saying that the agreement was made. The agreement was made. Shout it. You just heard the judge. I wish I could sentence you to life, but I can't. This is Detroit. Wayne County.
respect the agreement that they've reached, and I am going to impose it. But I hope you take these next 18 to 40 years to really think long and hard about what you did to Adrian Timms.
18 minimum. You just heard the judge, the most horrendous pictures he's ever seen. 18 years. Here you go. See you later. So, Nazia's not the first to be on the list, and she's not going to be the last. But she's definitely added to the list. And it goes on and on and on.
So with that being said, Mr. Hill, you're going to be sentenced to the Michigan Department of Corrections for a period of 18 to 40 years. With the following special conditions: you must pay crime victims assessment in the amount of $130 as ordered by the court. You must pay a $68 state cost as ordered by the court. And you must pay restitution in the amount of $3,926 to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. Last thing we will need from Mr. Hill is for him to acknowledge receipt of his initials, or his appellate rights with his initials and today's date.
So I'm just trying to let y'all know and show y'all, this is Detroit. Welcome to Detroit. Yeah. You just heard that judge. I wish I could give you life, but I can't. Because y'all came to an agreement. He said the worst pictures he's ever seen. Oh my gosh, y'all. But everybody, okay, y'all know it all. I'm letting you know. Let Ziyah rest. It's over. It is over. We're going to end it like we always do, y'all. In my Winnie the Pooh voice, you know? You're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. And you're stronger than you seem. I feel it in my heart and soul every time, y'all. It's all love, y'all. It's real. Real, y'all. It's real fucking real, y'all, in Detroit. It's real. This shit is the shit that you see on movies and shit. That's the shit that be happening every fucking day, 7 times a day sometimes, right here. Be smooth out there. Be cool out there. And most importantly, as true as you can be out there, y'all. Big M. She's probably busy, but in my Big M voice, y'all. Peace. We'll be back later. Salute, salute, salute. Prayers for Detroit. Prayers for everybody. May Ziyah Harris rest in peace.